Boredar or Pronoundar, every pony. This is BronyDan. It's not original, but hey, you try coming with reality these days. What is up with this show just randomly throwing out siblings for the main six? First we did it with Shining Armour, then Mod Pie, and now we're doing the same thing in this episode. What next? Are we going to learn that Rainbow Dash has a stepsister who has a fear of heights and refuses to fly anywhere? Well, alright. Let's take a look at Flutter Brutter. We start off with... Wait, we're actually seeing Fluttershy's parents? Oh my god, the circle is complete! We have seen all of the main six's parents! But what about Applejack's parents? Oh! We have seen all the main six's parents that we know are currently alive! I think for many, this was probably how many fans saw Fluttershy's parents. Well, it's how I saw her mother anyway. Gentle and soft-spoken, though I was kind of expecting her dad to be a bit more assertive and in control. Not in a dominating sense, you understand, but someone who won't stand any nonsense and very protective of his daughter just to balance the two out. But I guess they did have to make them the same for the conflict in this episode, which is Fluttershy's brother, Zephyr Breeze. And sweet Celestia, do I want to punch this little dickhead. Well, I gotta give the show this. It does know how to create characters that you just want to smack. This guy is just annoying by all accounts. He's an egotistical, self-opinionating, freeloading hipster. The kind who seem to just sit around and not wanting to take any real responsibilities for themselves and much prefer the people around him to wait on him hand and foot. He kept reminding me of Cusco from The Emperor's New Groove, except without the comedic charm and likability. And it appears his laziness, rightly so, annoys Fluttershy.
I am just so right now. Oh, excuse my language.
So Fluttershy decides that since her parents aren't going to do anything about Zephyr's laziness, she decides to do it for them. And from the looks of things, it's not a moment too soon.
I know speaking up for yourself can be hard, believe me, but Zephyr will never stand on his own if he can lean on you.
Be me, right? I can do plenty on my own.
Which is why you should move out.
Now this is the Fluttershy I've wanted to see come back. Being assertive and taking control when there's no other option. This entire episode, her character is on par with how she handled things at the end of Tanks for the Memories. It's just brilliant to see how much more mature she is and growing as a character. Well, Zephyr takes the hint and plans to move out of his parents' house, and then moves into Fluttershy's instead.
You're a swan, ain't he, George? You're a swan.
Well, if Zephyr wants to live in Fluttershy's cottage, then the first rule for him is to get a job. And I'm assuming this guy must have been a fan of Mark Twain, because he goes full Tom Sawyer here and manages to weasel his way out of every single job that he's given while leaving someone else to do it for him. Dude, if you were in Britain right now, you would have had your dole money stopped right now. Let's see how you charm your way out of that. So Fluttershy decides that enough's enough and kicks Zephyr out of her house as well, where he turns into Tom Hanks from Castaway.
See, Wigford? The breeze needs no pony. We've got food, shelter, just need to put the old kettle on.
Wigford!
I know he needs to learn to do things for himself, but no, I can't let him live like this. Actually, I don't think he'd make it through the night.
Guess the only humane thing to do now is kill him. No, Fluttershy gives the old big sister talk, and surprisingly we get some character out of Zephyr. That his laziness and attitude stems from a fear of failure. So Fluttershy takes him back into her house and...
Everybody has times in their lives when their hearts are filled with doubt.
a song just spontaneously comes out of nowhere. Seriously, there was no build-up to that. She, Rainbow and Zephyr just start belting out a song that acts as a motivation song for Zephyr to keep him trying at something and not to give up when things begin to get difficult for him. And again, because I'm into musicals, the moment I started hearing the music, this started coming into my mind.
Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity.
even like Wicked that much. I have to be honest, when I first heard the synopsis for this one, I was actually prepared to hate it. But after watching it, it's probably one of the most relatable episodes out there. Some can relate with Fluttershy because they may have to deal with similar people like Zephyr Breeze, or they can relate to Zephyr and his fears of being a failure in his eyes. The only thing I did end up hating was Zephyr himself. Clearly this was a child who wasn't punished enough. But I still think this is one of the highlights of Season 6. This is BronyDan saying, Nostar.